Ignorance. Something that all of us are guilty of, and most of the time we don't even realize it. It's not something that we intentionally do. Sometimes it just sneaks up on us when we're trying to prove a point, and sometimes it sneaks up on us when we're angry about something. It hits us at childhood and follows us to the grave. But the worst thing about our ignorance, however, is when it gets out of hand. Like I said, we all have our ignorant moments, and I'm no different. You know when my ignorance really got out of hand? September 29th, 1996, North America's release date for the Nintendo 64. It was a damn good console with damn good games, but at the time I didn't think so. Why? Because I was an even bigger fan of the Sony PlayStation. This machine was my life. The N64? It was okay, but for me, it couldn't compare to this. Was I a Sony fanboy back then? Well, fuck yeah, I was. Hell, during school I would hear conversations of people talking about the N64 and how great it was, and after playing one myself, it actually was pretty good, but there was no way I was going to admit that. Not to them anyway. But what really got to me is when I would hear them say things like the N64 was better than the PlayStation. That's when the confusion hit me. How in the hell could that thing be better than the machine that I was having so much fun with? And what really got to me was hearing people say that the N64 was better because it had 64-bit graphics and it didn't have to load all the time like the PlayStation did. And the bad thing was, that was true. And the only comeback I really had to that was PlayStation games were more fun. Listening to them constantly bash the PlayStation got me to the point of not only hating them, but also hating the N64. As a kid, gaming was my life, and the PlayStation was all I gamed on. So when I heard someone insult the PlayStation, in a way it felt like they were kinda insulting me too. And I felt that it was my job to defend it. After my constant failed attempts, nothing changed. They still liked the N64, and I still liked the PlayStation. What I didn't know at the time was, no matter how hard I tried to get someone to agree with me that the PlayStation was better, it always ended up the same way. After making a fool of myself all the way to the release of the PS2, something happened. I grew up. I realized that nobody gave two shits about my feelings on the PlayStation. My feelings weren't selling PlayStations. They were making me look like an ass. I was a victim of my own ignorance. And I was only like this because at the time I didn't know what preference was. If I liked it, everyone else had to like it, and if they didn't, well, there must have been something wrong with them. I understand that people want to defend what they like, but you have to be careful not to go overboard with it. Some of you think that throwing out insults will make people like your console better. If people don't like it, then they just don't like it. If I were to say, all of you 360 and Wii users out there are just a bunch of fucking fanboys that don't know what a real gaming console is because you're too much of a fanboy to take Microsoft and Nintendo's cocks out your asses. Now, for those of you right now that are fans of the 360 or the Wii or maybe both, did I just change your mind any? Are any of you that were not fans of the PS3 gonna go out and get one now because of what I just said? Are those of you that have PS3s but still prefer gaming on your other console gonna switch over and play the PS3 now? Or did I just make an ass of myself? Why do you guys think that this YouTube console war hasn't gone anywhere? Everyone's trying to get everyone else to like the same thing they like, and if they don't, then the anger kicks in and the insults start getting thrown around. How many of you guys dislike the other consoles because they just aren't for you, as opposed to you not liking them because you hate their fan base? In other words, how many of you hate the PS3 because you don't like the PS3 fan base? Have any of those insane PS3 worshippers made any of you want a PS3? Or have they made you want to keep your distance from a PS3 in fear that you could turn out just like them? Getting angry at people for liking something you don't like or vice versa can lower your credibility when you're trying to explain to them why you think they should like it. Some people hate multi-console gamers because they don't really know what that is. Multi-console gamers simply means they'll play any game on any console. A multi-console gamer can still have a preference or hate things about one of their other consoles. All it means is they won't look at another console and say, ew, get it away from me, it are have bad graphics. Some people think consoles have equal rights and multi-console gamers have to like all consoles equally. this isn't necessarily true. Hell, the only thing keeping me from being a multi-console gamer is me not really caring too much for the 360. I understand that you guys want to get your points across, but relying on cheap insults to get people who don't like a specific product to all of a sudden see the light and like the same product as you isn't the correct way to go about it. We have 3 gaming consoles this gen. This gives people 3 different choices. They pick the one that they like or just get them all. But whatever they pick, it's what they want. Remember, you can't use ignorance to change people's preference. And if I can figure that out by middle school, then there's no reason you shouldn't already know it by adulthood.